So let's take a look at our flowchart sequence so we can see what we are setting out to do. First of all, we need to make sure that our lights are set up. This is in our setup procedure. When our microbit starts, we want to make sure the radio group is set up. You may want to make sure that you choose a different radio group to the rest of your team to make sure that there's no confusion. And we need to set the traffic lights to red to begin with. That's really important because we want to make sure that the main signal that will always start on if there's a problem is red. We don't want to send a green signal and send traffic through when it could be dangerous. It's best to hold it until it's safe. Then we need to trigger the next set of lights. This is in our yellow flowchart. When we press the A button, we're going to send a string of text. I've chosen traffic for mine. You might want to adapt yours and send a different string of text, but make sure all the way through your code you're using the same string. Then we need to trigger our sequence to work, and we're going to use a variable to do this. I've called my variable start lights. I'm going to check whether it's okay for this to be true or false. So when our other microbit receives the string, it's going to check, is that string I'm receiving traffic? If that's the case, it is okay to start my sequence. I'm going to change that variable to true. Then we can bring our sequence. We're going to check forever, is that variable start light true? If it is, that means it's safe to start our sequence. You can code in your get ready and your pause, your go and your pause, your prepare to stop and your pause, and then your stop and your pause. We must make sure we end on stop so that our sequence always ends on stop. So again, if there's a problem, the light stays on stop. But we don't need to sequence stop at the beginning, because remember, our light was already on stop. So the minute it's safe to do so, the minute we receive that signal, we can change the lights to get ready. Once we've played for our sequence, we need to make sure to change our variable start lights to false before it starts again. That way, our traffic lights won't start randomly until we receive a signal it's safe to do so. And we need to let the other traffic lights know it's safe for them to start. So we're going to send the signal radio traffic back to them. So, can you talk through this flowchart with your partner? Can you explain what it's doing, and can you annotate it so it is clear?